This is BHAMBRA here for PSB Sports, and we've also got with us
Shane Watson here from PSB Sports as well.
And we are very happy to be joined now on the line by IBO World Title Challenger Frankie Gavin. Frankie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Very good. Just about to go running as we speak.
Sounds great, Frankie.
Sounds good, sounds good. I mean, we know that you have obviously... well, I'm not sure what your actual deal is with Matchroom at the moment, but you've got an IBO World title on the line in February, which you'll be fighting for in Birmingham as well. So you got the home advantage. How do you feel about this as a fight? And do you think this is the perfect stage in your career to have this fight?
Yeah, I'm very happy about this fight. With Matchroom, it's just like a fight-by-fight basis. They offered me Josh Kelly the other week, but the money was like nowhere near what I'd want for it. I think that was... They offered it me thinking I might say no, but because I said yeah, and then I said it on the internet, I accepted it, never heard an offer. Then an offer coming what was well below the valuation I'd expect for it. So I turned it down. So I think the real thing was they wanted me to say no, so they could have put it out there that I said no. But because I said yeah, then the money, what was offered was very low, so I turned it down.
Frankie, what sort of opportunity do you think this is for you? Obviously, you know, it's the IBO World title. You know, you're fighting in Birmingham for it, so it's your hometown. So how important of an opportunity do you believe that this is for your career?
It's very important for me because the IBO is not one of the most prestigious world titles out the top five. But it's getting better and better. The likes of Golovkin, Joshua, Lara, Eubank Jr. and a lot of other good fighters have got it. So he's obviously getting better and more known. And if he weren't that good, the champions already hold the WBC, WBA, and that wouldn't be defending it with it because they wouldn't have to pay the sanction fee what they're paying. So obviously it must be getting better. And it's just going to open a lot of doors for me when I win the belt. Also,
I know you're obviously a very proud Brummie, and I know losing to Sam Eggington wasn't very... Well, obviously never losing, but that was a particularly hard defeat for you to take. Is that a rematch you'd want in the future?
He's gone up a weight now, and I can't see me going up to like middleweight, so I think it's done and dusted, really. Something I'm not really going to dwell on. I fought the wrong fight. I fought his fight, and he come out on top. It was a good fight, very good fight for the neutrals. But obviously, I'm not going to sit back and dwell. I've got an opportunity now to make amends and go one step further. So that's the plan.
Frankie, as well, you know, in terms of the world welterweight scene, you know, how would you assess it in CA? Obviously, Kell Brook, your former opponent, has recently moved up to 154. There's thoughts about Terence Crawford coming up to 147 after he's conquered the 140-pound division. How would you analyse your division, Frankie?
Pardon?
How would you analyse your division at the moment?
How do I analyse? Yeah, Furman's obviously a banger. He's a good, well-skilled. Errol Spence, I'd probably put him in the pound-for-pound top three. Jeff Horn's very beatable. I fancy my chances against him now. And hopefully if I win this bout, they might get a unification on, so he doesn't have to fight Terence Crawford. He might look at me as an easy link for another defence of his belt.
And also, I mean, another fighter you fought in the past, a lot of people said it was a debatable decision, but Bradley Skeete is very highly ranked in the WBO. I think he's rated number 3. Is that be a fight that you would look at having a rematch with as well?
Yeah, well, I don't mind. I'll fight anyone, really. When I boxed Skeete, I think, with Box Nation, I think they knew I was on the verge of leaving them, so I think they wanted to get me beat, really. You listen to the commentary of the fight, but if you watch the fight, you could tell the judges had to be clear ahead. It weren't like a massive landslide, but you could see I definitely want to have done more work. He didn't do a lot.
And also,
and I was telling him in the fight, he was behind. They were telling him to come forward, and he wouldn't. At the end of the fight, he said he never done enough. He admitted it, even on interviews. He admitted it, and then because he started getting a few wins together, then he started saying he thought he won. Which after the fight, he admitted he never thought he won. So I think it's just talk, really. If the fight's there. If someone beat me, and they're still the same weight as me, and the fight's there on the table, I'd take it. I've told him that fight's there. That if they make me the offer, they obviously don't want it.
And also, I mean, Amir Khan is another name you called out recently, how you'd like to fight him in his comeback fight. Is that still something you're interested in?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I called him out yesterday, so I'm still interested, definitely, yeah. I think he's very beatable. He's obviously ain't got the best chin. His mind's been on other things at the moment, so I think when he comes back into boxing, he won't be half-high back into boxing. he seems to be enjoying his life a lot more than he ever did. So I think you won't get the same Amir Khan what we once had, and I think I can do it.
So, and Frankie, in what way do you believe that Amir Khan's beatable?
Pardon?
In what way do you believe that Amir Khan's beatable?
He's not hard to hit, and when you do catch him, he's very vulnerable. He's I reckon he'd come onto a lot of my shots. He'd walk onto shots a lot, and I try and draw him onto the big shots.
And also, I mean, Frankie, I know you love fighting in Birmingham. How much does it mean to you to be fighting for an IBO World title in your hometown as well?
I couldn't ask for anything more. BWI Promotions have really delivered for me this time, like they said they would. I can't thank them enough. Never mind the world title, just that it's in my hometown. You're going to give me so much more on the night to get through it and win it.
Frankie, also, so I know from your camp's point of view and from your side, you guys fully believe that you're going to be victorious when you fight for the title. So who do you want, like, in 2018? How can you see your next 12 months planning out?
I think if I win it, I think there'll be a lot more options on the table. Bradley Skeete might come back out. I know Eddie Hearn mentioned Josh Kelly, so if that belt's there, he might just think it's his best way to a title. So you never know, that could come. Jeff Horn, hopefully, that's what I want, or Amir Khan, but who knows? I've just got to win this bout, then whatever happens from there, I'll be happy with, really.
In the past, you've come under a lot of criticism from boxing fans about, because everyone knows how good you are as a boxer due to your amateur background, about when you're fully training and dedicated in camp, how good you can be. I mean, how's training going to be different this time, maybe from your previous fights?
We're going to Tenerife next week. So we're going to be out in Tenerife, then we're going to hopefully go to Dublin, and then we're going to go back to Tenerife for a bit, so we'll be away from home, we'll be training away. I think it'll make a big difference for me.
Also, I know you were good friends with Billy Joe Saunders in your amateur setup, and I know...
yes, still I'm very good friends with Billy Joe.
Yeah, so what do you make of his victory the other night against David Lemieux?
It was nothing short of what I expected, to be fair. I know how good Billy Joe is, and I know what he can do. Those things I've seen there didn't shock me, but I know he shocked a lot of other people. I thought he was going to win convincingly, and he did. But it looks a lot better than he has done. But nothing what I haven't seen before from Billy Joe. He's a great fighter, and I really think he can beat Canelo and Golovkin. Obviously, got to be smart, clever. He's definitely got it in his locker, and he's got a great chin. So I fancy his chances against both of them.
Frankie, sorry, also, what do you make of some of the people in the boxing world who say that you shouldn't be a welterweight and that in fact your real weight should be at 140 pounds? What do you say to those people, Frankie?
Not a chance. I'm 5'9", 5'9.5". I'm older now, it's a lot harder to make weight. Welterweight's even hard, so I definitely can't do 140.
That's fair enough.
And also, how would you round off this year as a boxer, and what is your plans for the year ahead? I know obviously you've got that fight, you don't want to look past that.
Yeah.
But how would you round up 2017, and what would you like to do to make sure you're a better fighter in 2018?
Yeah, it's a bit more busy. I've got to be busier. got offered 2 fights really this year. I took them both, won them both. One by knockout, one on points against Garrido, who's a tough French lad. He's beat a lot of opponents over here. He come over the other week, I think he boxed Tyler McKenna. I thought he definitely won it, he never got it. He beat Bradley Saunders, he beat Dowda Saudi, Olympic silver medalist. He took a lot of prospects and beat them. So that was like a decent win really for me, considering how long I was at the ring. And then it's been a poor year in terms of boxing and keeping busy. So next year it's got to be busier. It's got to be a better year for me.
Absolutely. Well, Frankie Gavin, thank you very much for your time today for PSP Sports.
No problem, mate. Good talking to you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot, and we wish you all the best for your world title fight.
Thank you. Take care, lads.
Take care. See you soon.